Hi deputies, you've made it to phase 2. So with that comes a new workout and new technique, and we're gonna focus on that today. This is your phase 2 technique workout video for your strength training routine. In phase 2, we're gonna focus on anaerobic threshold and power training, which means we're gonna have lots more on the schedule for some strength training this phase, and we're going to build upon the first phase of strength training that you've already been doing for 4 weeks. So to start up, we've got our overhead press. We've been doing that in class in the circuit training, but we're going to add to that in your workouts, and we're gonna go heavier, and we're not gonna be doing a whole minute. So let's go over a overhead press just for review. So always with strength training, you wanna keep your heels under you, knees soft, weight rocked back just a tad, and then pull those shoulders back. Now with the overhead press, I'm going to turn to the side, because one thing that we tend to do, especially when you start going heavy, we start to try and take it into our back. So my hips are now thrusted forward and my low back is taking some strain here. So what we want to do is make sure that you rock back, soften those knees, and pull those shoulder blades back, so that when you get that press up, your core is nice and steady. So remember, right here, we want to keep those glutes engaged, keep those abs engaged, and especially if you're going to go heavy for these overhead presses, I want you to feel your entire body contract to get that weight overhead. Now, your option in group B is going to be a side raise. So it's still working those delts, and it's still the same thing. You want knees soft, but we're going to lift to the side, and you can keep that lever small. Or if you're feeling pretty comfortable, you can keep that lever long and do one at a time. So lots of options for those. Pick the one that works best for you. Now, next up is the deadlift. You've been doing Romanian deadlifts, which means that we've got our bar, and the Romanian deadlift goes here, and you take it back up. Now, with a traditional deadlift, you're probably going to be using a bar that has big weights on the side. So today, to mimic that, I've got this bench here, and you can use a bench at the gym or not, depending on how low your bar sits with the plates on each end. But for the full deadlift, which is what we're moving, you're gonna go a little bit lower, right? Because now we're at shin level. So what I want you to make sure is retract those shoulder blades, and to get down at first, drop your hips. Open up your chest, weight your heels, and then pull all the way up. And if you're going heavy on this, I want you to unload every single time on the floor or on the bench. So shoulder blades, chest up, weight back. Feel some stretch in these hamstrings. Lift up nice and tall. Come down. Okay? If we're not quite there yet, or you can't get that depth to get the bar lower, then stay with the Romanian deadlifts. This is a great exercise, and it's going to help build that back strength, that glute strength, so stay with that. Next up, we got the lat pull down. Now this is generally going to require a lat pull down machine. So if you have access to that, let's go over that. Where are your lats? They're right here. So when you pull down, contract. Contract these lats, pull down nice and strong. Now, that looks like this. Now what I want you to never do, which we see all the time in the gym, is this is no good. Always keep it here, lean back slightly, pull down, release. Okay? Now if you don't have access to a lat pull down machine, you have an option for a wide row, which you can do either with the band, just like we did last time. Take this to a pole and row, except this time we're going wide. Okay, so same thing, engaging those lats, or you can use your bar and do a bent over row. So we've got wide stance, you're in a Romanian deadlift, and then you pull up to your rib cage and come back. Good. All right, next up we've got goblet squats. we've been working on your regular squats, and this is gonna be a little bit different. Traditionally, you'd use a kettlebell, but it doesn't really matter. Anything that weights you right here is what you're gonna wanna do. So, bring that weight to your chest. And the most important thing is that you keep that weight as part of your body, because this is gonna engage your core, and if it's out here, it's gonna put a lot of strain on your shoulders, right? So bring it in close. Now for the goblet squat, your toes are gonna be turned out. And you're gonna be a little bit wider stance, and it's gonna allow you to get a little bit more depth. So weight is still in my heels, and my chest is elevated. So from the side, what I want you to pay attention to is how much can you go down while maintaining that back. The second you start to come in and like round, this is no good. Keep it open and up. Nice and simple. We're going for depth here. We're going for core strength. If that bothers you at all, stay with the original squats. Next, farmer's walk. This one is awesome because it really helps train you guys for all the gear you have to wear while you're at work. So, we're gonna do it with dumbbells. And I want you to go heavy because this is really about posture and working all of our functional muscles. So get yourself in a nice, strong stance, chest out, and heavy, heavy weights. And then you're just gonna walk. That's it. Okay? And the most important thing is that I want you to keep this open chest. It's about pulling your shoulder blades back and down, and then working those hamstrings while carrying weight. So pick a point in the gym that is standard, or at home, that you can get, 50 feet. Let's say 50 feet minimum, all right? And get nice and heavy, and if you need to take a break to your point and back, go ahead and do that. But the point is posture. So think heavy, good posture, good walking mechanics. Lastly, slow mountain climbers. So we've been prepping for this with our plank. So we should have a nice strong core going. And I'm gonna show you a little bit on an incline here. And you can do it on an incline, you can do it higher, you can do it on the floor, but it's up to you. But you're gonna start in your nice strong plank. Okay, so shoulders retracted, hips are lifted, my abs are engaged. And now without moving my torso much, I'm gonna pull my knees in. And you're gonna alternate, see how many you can do. And then if you want a little bit of cardio burst here, add some or hold. Add some, hold. Okay, we got lots of options here. Have fun, you guys. If you have any questions, always feel free to email me, Chris, any of our instructors, and enjoy your phase 2 workout.